Anas Arimuyel Anas's investigative journalism. What are the issues involved? What are the rights of the judges who have so been allegedly implicated? Are the proper procedures being followed and so on? Welcome to Hot Issues. And we are particularly privileged to have with us in the studio a lawyer, a distinguished lawyer, Mr. John Ndebugre, who also happens to be representing some of the judges against whom allegations have been made. So you're welcome to the studio.
Thank you very much, Kwesi. It's a long time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Why are you in court?
Yes, we are in court because I think somewhere last week, some of us lawyers have been contacted by some circuit court judges and magistrates and been shown some letters that had been issued to them on the 10th of, on the 7th of September of this month, claiming that each of the judges or magistrates had been implicated in some bribery scandal, as they call it, through some investigation by some entity called Tiger IPI. So in my case, I think 6 of the persons came to me at the first instance, 1 circuit court judge and 5 magistrates, district magistrates. So we examined the letters, and then we found some flaws. The Constitution is the powerhouse of the laws of our country now. And that Constitution says that we are all bound by the law, from the lowest person to the highest person, that is His Excellency the President. Now, the Constitution allocates powers and responsibilities to institutions, and beyond the institutions, to individual actors within those institutions. So, in this particular case, I want to deal first with the case of the circuit court judges and magistrates, because they are subject to the same disciplinary authority. So it is the Constitution, per Article 151, which empowers the Judicial Council, acting in concert with the Chief Justice, who has disciplinary authority over district magistrates and circuit court judges. The Chief Justice and the Judicial Council have no disciplinary power over superior court judges, High Court, Court of Appeal, and then the Supreme Court. So, but Article 151, and like all the articles of the Constitution, it doesn't detail the procedure and so on. The Constitution is a framework. It gives the power, and then a lower law will distill the power and show how it should be used. And yet another lower law will still further clarify. So below the Constitution, in this particular matter, we have the Judicial Service Act, which was passed in 1960 and was later amended by the NLC and the various military regimes up to the Third Republic. Now, beyond or below this act, it is called CA-10. It's a very old act, 1960. I think how many years ago? 55 years ago. So it's possible that people have forgotten about it. And then below that CA-10, there are the Judicial Service Regulations, also passed in 1963, which have not been amended. And they have stated clearly how disciplinary proceedings should be conducted. The Act says there are two types of disciplinary proceedings. Formal proceedings and summary proceedings. So any, for the purpose of just brevity, I will now refer to all these district court magistrates, district magistrates, and circuit court judges as judicial officers, so that we will shorten that thing. That Act says that when an allegation is made against a judicial officer, he must be subjected to proceedings either formally or summarily, and the person must be informed. Formal proceedings deal with serious offenses, infractions, while summary proceedings deal with lesser ones. And the law has clarified what can arise out of formal proceedings and what. In fact, it defines them, infractions, as either minor or major. The penalties connected with offenses as minor or major. So the major offenses have been defined, dismissal and so on and so forth. Minor offenses are lesser. So first of all, the person must be informed that we are proceeding against you summarily or formally. In this case, it wasn't done. Secondly, the law says that before you can impose a major penalty on a judicial office holder, a judicial service office holder, for misconduct as a result of summary proceedings. The proceedings must have been preceded by a conviction. In other words, if a complaint is made against a judicial service office holder, that person must be tried before a court of competent jurisdiction. And where a conviction has been secured, then summary proceedings can be triggered for the purpose of his or her removal. This was not done. Thirdly, that same law, these two laws, the Act and the regulation, say that when summary proceedings have been decided upon, they are to be conducted by a single justice of the High Court.
Not a committee?
No. A single justice of the High Court, or some other judicial officer appointed for the purpose by the Chief Justice. This is very important, because when you are confronted by one judge, the scenario is totally different from when you are confronted by some 5 overbearing, personalities. So what the Judicial Council sought to do was to transplant what the Constitution has provided for superior court judges onto the lower court judges and magistrates. And they don't have the authority to do that. It's a jurisdictional matter. So we went the first day on these grounds. There are more. And then we tried to urge upon the committee that, look, you don't have jurisdiction because of A, B, C, D. As I said, it's always possible for judicial people handling judicial and quasi-judicial power, authority to not to avert their minds to some laws, especially laws that are 55 years old. But diligence is part of our work. So you burn the midnight oil and you make sure that you go in and find out where the law is. So we found out this, and we went and pleaded with them that they didn't have the authority. They were, in fact, if the law says there should be one justice and you are 5, 5 cannot be one justice. So please, you are not clothed with jurisdiction. They overruled us. They overruled me 8 times.
But some may argue that these are technicalities.
What are technicalities? Look, listen, I was called one day when some former minister was traveling, and at the airport he was stopped, and his passport was taken from him. And I was called. And I said, no. I went to the Constitution. I said, no. Under the freedom of movement articles, you cannot take somebody's passport unless you have a court order. That is a technicality.
Sure.
When I used it, the man benefited. So, and it is for the benefit of the rest of Ghanaians because it has become an authority. Mm-hmm. It's a legal or a common law. In common law, it's now an authority. You can't go and take somebody's passport at the airport without a court order. The law says that if you want to do a procession, for example, mm-hmm. you must go and inform the police 4 days or so in advance, mm-hmm. and you must agree with the police on a route. Now, if you go and then the police say, no, this route you are taking is not good in terms of security and so on, you say you are still proceeding. The police go for an order from the court, and the court restrains you. It says, pass that route, don't pass this route. And you try and pass the route where you say you shouldn't pass, and the police hit you. Then you complain, then you say it's technicality. I don't understand what is this technicality and so on. This is a program which is short, it's about 1 hour or so. I can't be quoting the sections. If I read them to you, it is in simple English. There is nothing technical about it. The law says if Kwesi Pratt is to be investigated, he should be investigated by one High Court judge. And you go and select 5 people. That means you have set the law aside and you are using your own law. And that is technicality. With the greatest respect, I don't agree. I think that those who are saying we are dealing with technicalities are the ones who I have a problem with them because they want to benefit from the law when the law is on their side. But where the law is against them, they think that the law should not operate. And since I became a lawyer, I've kicked against that. I said it on another station, that in my younger days, and you know it, I was given to dealing with people summarily. If I found you committing an offense, when I was PNDC, I would just deal with you there and go away. But I have grown and realized that that doesn't help society. So I have changed. And since I changed, and change is permissible, even Paul changed from Saul to Paul, right? In the Bible. So once you have changed, and I have agreed that we must stick to the law. Talk about technicality. You need to convince me that it is technicality.
Oh, that the technicalities are.
Just one thing before you ask me the next question. The Constitution says in Article 146, Clause 8, that investigations involving Superior Court judges must be conducted in camera. And the in camera, if you take any copy of the Constitution, the in camera is in italics. That is, it is emphasized. Somebody who is benefiting from the freedom of media articles of the Constitution decides to go out and publish photographs, publish things in advance of the investigations. He is in utter contempt. And when you do that, they say it's technicality. And say brazenly, I'm going to do it. I will go to prison. Why not? The prison, I've been there with you. You've been there, I've been there. The prison is there for all of us. Anybody who is in contempt must go to prison, whoever he is. It's only President Mahama who is yet privileged. But within 3 years after he has handed over, if he has committed an infraction of the law, we will take him and put him in. The law is not for anybody. It is for all of us. So I want to use this opportunity actually to advise people. I'm an elderly man. I'm quite elderly, and you know that we have done quite a few things in this country. I'm advising the younger people to try and be measured and go by the law. Don't go and say that you, because you are concerned, whether they give you order or not, you are going to proceed and do it. If you go and proceed and do it, the law will proceed against you.
Hello, welcome back to Hot Issues, and we are in conversation with Mr. John Ndebugre, counsel for some of the affected judges, and we are looking at all these allegations of bribe taking, improper conduct, and so on. We are looking at the rights of the judges, and we are beginning to see how the impact of all of this will be on society. So just before we went on the break, I raised the issue of some people saying that, well, their videos, some of the judges were actually seen collecting monies. How does this so-called video evidence impact on this trial?
No, but that is why I made this point about Article 1468. How come that people are saying that they've seen this? The trial must be in camera, the investigation. But in any case, we haven't reached there. We haven't gotten there. We are now talking about the procedure. But I have viewed the video recording concerning one High Court judge and her driver, a lady and her driver. And I have also viewed the video clips for about 8 circuit court judges and magistrates. In one, the gentleman took some money, and he was called upon to explain. And his explanation was different from what he told me when he came to instruct me. So I withdrew from the case. Yes. I asked the committee to excuse me, and they thought that was the right thing to do. I left. Then there are others. There is one in which a court official has taken money and gone into the magistrate's chambers and about to give the money to the magistrate. Magistrate said, "Mepesa, and then he goes out. But because he didn't want to give the money back to the people, they write and say, "Oh, akwawe ni subani, hunu ye of ye na bibia, and he pocketed them."
And this judge is also being accused.
Yes, he's being accused. Tiger, I followed him to a carpenter shop where he had gone to buy a bed. And when he got there and was going to pay for this thing, he tried to intervene to get him to collect money and pay for the bed. He chased him away. And this man is still one of the people being tried. Apart from that, there is one in which another court official again is collecting money from somebody, possibly a Tiger Eyes agent. At the back of the judge is leaving his office and money is being given to a court official. And the money was quite hefty. I saw that the money could be hefty. So the magistrate's explanation was very reasonable to me. He had granted an accused person bail and ordered that as part of the bail condition, the accused person should deposit 2,000 Ghana cedis. And in the rural areas, the people don't understand the procedure. Me, when I argue for bail and I collect my bail, I go and take my car and go away because I don't want the clients to be pulling me about. When a lawyer has done his work, the judge has done his work, we go away. Then the rest is administrative. So, but they don't understand His explanation was that the gentleman, the accused person's representatives, now rushed with 1,000 Ghana cedis. That they didn't know that the deposit will be, there will be a demand for deposit to that extent. So, they wanted to come and seek permission from the magistrate so that they would deposit the 10%, the 1,000 Ghana and go and look for the rest. And the magistrate said, no, go to the registrar. It's not my business. Go to the registrar. And he's walking away. That is where the money has come in. And he has explained it. So I don't know what really the aim is. Because so far, I haven't seen any implicating thing. In fact, the other one, I've watched this High Court judge. I'm holding one of I just collected this one. If I were to show it to you, you will see what I'm talking about. A judge's driver has removed water. The judge's water. And I think they are about to leave the chambers. And then he is seen putting some 2 CD notes in his pocket. It's recorded.
2 CD notes?
2 CD notes. You see, 2 Ghana CD notes in his pocket. And then it's recorded. And that forms a charge against the judge and the driver. And we go to view the thing. And I see it is 2 CD notes. What is the explanation? It has been given to the driver to go and buy credit. And you have said that is the only, you've said that the judge collected 800 Ghana cedis to do a favor. You imagine 2 Ghana cedi notes. 800 Ghana cedis in 2 CD notes. Can you hold them in your pocket?
That's for 4 bundles.
Yes.
4 bundles of money.
Yes. A few pieces he put in his pocket, recorded. And that is to support a charge of extorting 800 Ghana cedis from somebody so that we will do a favor. And even at the time the driver is putting the 2 Ghana cedi notes in his pocket, the judge is outside the judge's chambers. Then you say some place in Cape Coast, the judge met somebody there and collected another 400 Ghana cedis. And they show it, you see the judge, in Cape Coast Road, I go there quite often. I go to court there. And when I'm coming back, I stop to buy kenke and potatoes, those things. And come and also enjoy to behave like I'm also fancy. So the judge stops. And then she wants to buy something, kenke or something. And then the driver feels like going to pass water. And they record him passing water. So I joke that, hey, this is against Allah Aliu Muhammad's advice. And they laugh. And then some conversation is supposed to be going on. And there is you don't know who is talking to him. And then the driver finishes pissing and he comes back and he sits in the car. Then a hand, gives some brown envelope like this. Or a piece of paper, I can't say it's envelope, folded like this, you can see the fold. Gives. Then there is a hand, like a left hand. Then there's a right hand eating kinky. And then that paper is in the middle. I don't know that one whom it was being given to. And that is to support the charge of collecting 400 Ghana cedis. So I am not prejudging the investigation. What I'm saying is that now that you media people have decided that the Constitution shouldn't work, and you have publicized everything, you have denigrated the judges and magistrates, we are entitled to come out and say things in their defense. This is what I have seen, and I'm not lying. I'm having one here. If you have a system, I can show it to you. And then, so we are saying that adopt the correct procedure. When you try the people in camera, the Superior Court justices, after the trial, if they are found culpable, they are not only dismissed. I heard some lawyer claim that if you try them and you dismiss them, you can't prosecute them. That is not true. That is not double jeopardy at all. You can go, and when it comes to that prosecution, it will be in open court, and everybody will be entitled to see. There is a policy behind the fact that these people must be investigated in camera. You imagine all the coups that have taken place, 1966, 1972, 1978, Palace coup, 1979, 1981. All the time, the proclamation, the president is removed, ministers are to report to the nearest police station, the parliament has been dissolved, members of parliament, the judiciary has been preserved. The judiciary is always kept intact. And so they are the last frontier. So if you go and destroy it, you are actually inviting chaos in this country. And that is why it is, if you people are allowed to recklessly make claims against judges, and you publicize it, and later on you find that it is not true. It is like sending somebody to be executed by firing squad only to realize that he ought not to have been executed. It's an irreparable damage that you have caused. So let us all abide by it. But when the law is on some people's side, it's very good. But when it is not on their side, impatience and so on works on them, and they say no. So I don't know. I've watched about 15 of them, or at least 10.
The videos.
Yes. And I can't say that on a balance, the charges that are being made are correct. Now, look. Then you rush and you publish to the world, to Ghanaians and the world, that you have given Anas immunity from civil and criminal
prosecution.
There is nobody in this country who has that power to do that.
Not even the Attorney General.
What is the Attorney General? What? No. They are coming under the Whistleblowers Act. I took part in passing that. I took part in going around. I was a member of the Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee. We went around the country and we sensitized people on that law before it was passed, that bill before it was passed. That law does not deal with private citizens. It deals with a workplace scenario where employers, public employers in particular, public service employers, are using their employment, their powers within the employment situation to benefit themselves against the state. And the worker gets to know, and he goes to blow the whistle that this manager is stealing this and that and that and that. It doesn't deal with private people. And then you go and give somebody guard. Anas is being given guard. I saw him today. He is being guarded by special forces in a special vehicle with cars accompanying him. He is a private person. He is not a state official. So who gives power to anybody to do that? My tax is there. Why do you go and give that I deserve more protection than him? The public is now claiming that Ndebugre is we this, and then you are going to give protection to that man. Somebody can just shoot me across the road here. Am I not a citizen of Ghana? I am saying on authority, the Whistleblowers Act, Section 18, which they want to rely on, does not apply to Anas. It does not, and it cannot unless they amend it. And the Attorney General does not amend laws.
Hello and welcome back to Hot Issues. And we are talking to Mr. John Ndebugre, a lawyer who has a professional interest in what is happening within the judiciary, the allegations, the claims and counterclaims about corruption in the judiciary. Sir, there are some who say that there cannot be anything wrong with airing these videos on the 22nd of this month and so on.
Unfortunately,
what is your professional view?
Unfortunately, there's everything wrong with it. I've already drawn your attention to Article 1468, which says that investigations involving allegations of misconduct against Superior Court justice, and by extension to other court, because what is good for the goose is good for the gander, must be done in camera. I have used this example to illustrate the point. You, Kwesi, and I have a problem over a piece of land. You are holding a document which is evidencing the fact that you are the legitimate owner of that piece of land. I am also holding a document, also evidencing, or I am also claiming that that document evidences my ownership of the land. The cases, we filed cases in court. Hearing hasn't started. Then you go and publish your document in the newspapers. What are you seeking to achieve? You are putting pressure on the judge to decide in your favor. You are putting pressure. Even that's not such a good example, because in this particular case, you are putting the pressure of the whole public on the committee that is likely to, because the procedure is like this. A petition has been sent to the president against some Superior Court judges for their removal. The Constitution says the president should refer the petition to the Chief Justice, which he has done. The Chief Justice, upon receipt of the petition, should, determine whether there is a prima facie case against the particular judge, which the Chief Justice is in the process of doing. That's why we are appearing before her. If the Chief Justice determines that there is no prima facie case, she will throw out the petition and inform the president. That is a frivolous petition, so he should forget about it. If the Chief Justice establishes a prima facie case, she will report to the president, and the president will establish a commission or a committee of some 5 people. Their membership has been defined. By a Superior Court justice will be the chief justice and the chairperson. Then there are 2 representatives of the president. That's 3. There's a representative of the Ghana Bar Association. That will be 4. No, yes, 4. And
5.
No, the two representatives of the president should neither be members of parliament nor lawyers. They must be ordinary people. Not professional lawyers and not members of parliament. And then the Bar Association, then the chairperson, then I think another one. I think the Judge Advocate General of the Armed Forces. So it is when that committee has been set up that the formal proceedings will start. Now, you have gone ahead. It is at those proceedings that these videos should be shown. And the person tendering the videos will be subject to cross-examination. We haven't got there yet. You've gone to publish this thing. The judges have no facility to question you. They will have to come to you media again. And you say, because you made up your mind already, so you won't mind them. Or you go and twist the thing. But in any case, the thing should be done at the proceedings level, so that the person giving the evidence will be subject to cross-examination. What has happened so far and what is about to even be worsened, 22nd, 23rd, is that you have already created the situation and you have mobilized the public, and you are going to demand that the committee, the 5-member committee, must decide in accordance with what the public thinks. If they decide otherwise, they too have collected bribe, not so. So that is why the thing should not be aired. But there are things happening. What I am afraid of is that the situation doesn't help. It can create problems for the state, the nation. But because there is a multiplicity now of actions in the courts. Anas has been cited for contempt, and he has...
Oh, already?
Of course. He and Crusading Guide and some others, they've been cited for contempt. The papers were filed this morning, I'm telling you on authority. And he refused to come there.
But that brings to mind the general media coverage of this so-called scandal.
Yes.
What are your views? As a lawyer, do you think that the media is doing what is lawful and so on?
The media cannot be doing what is lawful. Maybe Kwesi has forgotten. But in our younger days, I thought I used to tell you people that there are different types of dictatorship. We were engaged in fighting military dictatorship, which we fought relentlessly, even though I participated in some of it. But I always want to correct my mistakes. I won't even say that I joined PNDC in a mistaken manner, because we helped to moderate things and so on. But after military dictatorship, the new dictatorship we are facing in this country is media dictatorship. You are the ones who decide who is a legal luminary, who is respected this, without any basis. And so you don't care about the national interests. I'll give you an example. Look, of what I say, you media people are quite fond of doing that. When the law is against you, no, you don't like it. When the law is for you, yes. Media, freedom. We are not going to allow. Somebody goes to commit a non-bailable offense. He's a media man. You people keep quiet. The case is in court. The person goes to see big people. They go and put pressure, and the case is dropped. The person is granted bail first, then the case is dropped. What did you say about that? What did the media say about that?
Maybe we didn't know about this case. What case is this?
Oh, you want me to mention? Well, because you know, I won't mention the name. Some fashion man.
Fashion man? Fashion?
Some K something. Anyway. You mean you don't understand this? Daily Graphic, and somebody was this. Even the person was dismissed, and there was hell when he went to withdraw the complaint. The Daily Graphic removed him. The graphic communication. You don't know. Anyway, if you don't know, you will find out. I have a musician at Zebila area there, whose place, he is dead now, I'm sorry, may he rest in peace. He used to sing that if Kusasi people don't know, when they die they will know. So Kwesi, if you don't know, when you die you will know. But the point I'm making is that you have to be balanced. You can't be protecting your own and leaving the rest to the vagaries of the weather. Especially when you are infringing constitutional provisions. The thing is to be done in camera. So you have gone ahead and you are publicizing, you have prejudged the thing, you have poisoned the minds of the public. As I said, a person like me, I'm in danger. But I'm 60-something years old. I've almost finished looking after my children. A bullet through my head, even those days, our children were still young, we didn't fear. So now that I am qualified to go, what is it? Jesus died at 33, right?
Mm-hmm.
I am about 65 or so. I have cheated Jesus by 32 years, and I won't go. If you give me a bullet, I will go. But we will fight for the children we were toiling for and their children. And that is in danger now, Kwesi. That is in danger now. From the way you media people are conducting yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So, sir, now you file contempt against some of the media.
Some lawyers have. It is there. Justice Derry. Justice Derry has filed contempt proceedings against Anas and all those who have been publishing these things about him. Yes.
So what is the way forward from here? Now there's a committee which is allegedly investigating this. There's a matter before the courts which has not been determined yet, trying to restrain the committee from carrying on and so on. In the midst of all this, how do you see this case proceeding and coming to an end, a satisfactory end? At least as far as your clients are concerned.
Yes, I'm going to call for circumspection, cool heads. Now, having regard to the circuit court judges and magistrates, we will go and argue our application for injunction on Tuesday, September 22nd. At least today, we have got some respite for them because we have stopped the proceedings today because of that pending application. So when we go, and we go, we are quite convinced that the court ought to grant because, I mean, it's clear. I mean, they have no jurisdiction. You can't go and supplant the superior court one on the lower courts. That's what they're trying to do. But if they refuse, there are processes we can adopt. So it will be on and on and on. Now, having regard to the superior court judges, I think 3 of them have mounted court actions. Justice Derry, Justice Mustafa Logo, and I don't know whether Elsel Mensa has filed. But I thought there were 3, but at least the 2 of them I'm positive that they have filed, Logo and Derry. Justice Derry has gone further and applied for an injunction to restrain several organizations, the International Conference Center, the Estate Department of Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and so on and so forth, ANAS, and so on, from airing that thing on the 22nd and 23rd. Now today he has filed contempt proceedings against ANAS and some other people for the publications that have continued after he had filed the writ and the application. When I have filed an application that Kwesi, don't do this, don't take this envelope until final determination of the case, and I have filed it and served you. You are to respect the court by not doing anything in the meantime. Notwithstanding that, you have been serializing this thing every day. Serializing the thing every day. So the contempt is the critical point we are now reaching, which can disturb national security. Because ANAS is now parading with armed guard. It means that he is likely to refuse to come to court. And you come to court hooded. When you come to court and you enter the witness box and you are wearing ducks, you will be ordered to remove the ducks. So you can't come there hooded. You should come and look like you and me as we are sitting here. And that is, we are reaching a very dangerously critical position.
So thank you very much for coming to this.
It's a pleasure.